Adjust your speakers, adjust your dial, and put on a smile. This is Left Side of the Brain. Like, share, and subscribe. And today, and how is each and every one of you out there in Jaguar land? How you doing today? Today, what we would like to talk about is the nature of the human prison bar. Not the nature of the human prison bar realm in particular, but the nature of the human prison bar. That's right. Now, first and foremost, the human prison bar, he or she is not an individual thinker. By nature, the HPB is a follower. By nature.
Hi, H&M friends.
Another thing. Well, let's go into each point. What I mean by the HPB is a follower by nature. Let me give you an example. You see, the biggest example of HPBs being followers are females. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they the best ones I can make an example out of. For instance, I was looking at a particular YouTube personality, and they were interviewing a female, and they was talking about dating. And he was asking her, questions, and she was wondering why her friends couldn't find suitable partners. And he was asking her questions. He was like, well, how do you rate your friends? How good do they look? And him being a man like me, knowing the nature of females when it relates to asking them something about another female, they will always try to make themselves look innocent and better than what they really are. So then he rephrased the question. He said, well, tell me, how do your females look? The ones, because the girl on the interview, she was saying that she called in, right? And she was saying that this particular person, she was saying that she was in a relationship and her friends were wondering why they couldn't get in a relationship. So she was calling the dating coach trying to get advice for her friends. So he asked her about how they look. So then he said, on the look scale, are they 8, 9s, or 10s? So the girl, she paused like this. She paused for a second and she was like, yeah, some of them are. And as soon as she did that, I said, she's really lying. But here's the thing. Because of the nature of a female, if one is accepted, and she was, mind you, she was calling in about her friends, right? So if one, being herself, was accepted and was in a relationship, because women are followers and because they feel like the world owes them something, even if her friends were ugly, she's not going to be honest and admit it. And as soon as she hesitated to give him an honest estimation of how her friends look, I said, there go that bullshit. Because what she was doing was trying to give some leverage to her friends. Then he asked her, he was like, well, how many kids do they have? Because he said, because the more kids they have and they single mothers, the less value they have on the dating market. Okay. And she was like, well, some of them have kids. He said, how many? More than one? And she said, yes. He said, well, what does that mean? He asked her that. He said, does that increase their value on the dating market, or does it decrease their value? And she said, assuming what you define. I said, there go that bullshit again, because she knows that it decreases their value, but she could never just give an honest answer, because she, as a woman and a HPB, she was connected to the group. And I said, this right here is a prime example of female nature being group, that hive mind group mentality. I said, this is a prime example. I was like, man, you can never get an honest answer out of them. So I'm just using that example to say that one of the characteristics of an HPB is they don't think for themselves, and they are followers by nature. They don't have a leader mentality. And it's not just of women, a lot of men as well. But they just automatically assume that, oh, because he's a man, he has the leadership quality. No, he doesn't. But women are given a pass for like defending other women. Even if they wrong, they'll still stick up for another woman. And that's the sign of a narcissist, which is another characteristic that we're going into. But then and another thing, that's why I don't do double dates. I don't go out with a female, and I'm not going to meet you and your friend. If you can't meet me in a public space and feel comfortable, then forget it. We don't need to be talking to each other. So that's how I look at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to meet you and your friend, your two friends in the back seat and your friend in the passenger seat. That's just too much. That's just too much. And that's a part of that human prison bar mentality. You know what I'm saying? They'll have you like doing things the way they want it done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to do that. You know what I mean? But another characteristic of a human prison bar is narcissism. Like I just said, a narcissist, they always want things done the way they want it done. They don't have any kind of regard to how you feel. They always right. Now, it's nothing wrong with being always right. For instance, if I was a genius in math, right? And every time the teacher put a problem on the board and I raise my hand and say, I already know the answer. And if every time I got it right, that don't make me a narcissist, because I can actually back up my being right by showing and proving, okay? But a narcissist, like these HPBs, they are right within their emotions, like that female energy. Like most times you talk to women in a conversation, they always got to be right. Even if they wrong, they still right in their mind, in their emotions. And it's like that with some men as well. Like they got that female energy. So the HPB has a narcissistic mentality. They always have to be right. Even when they are wrong, they have to be right. That's another sign of a HPB, narcissism. They can't back up why they are right. They just right. And most of the time, what they call right is something that's mass accepted. So a lot of these LGBTQ people, they human prison bars. Because even though that lifestyle, they cannot prove how it's benefiting the human race, even though they can't prove how it benefits the they still, I got one of them things beside me. That motherfucker gotta get one of them things. Even though one of them things, I kind of paused. Let me get out of here. Hold up, y'all. One of them things, y'all didn't see it, but it was this lady. One of them things came beside me. Y'all know what I'm talking about, one of them HPBs. And I felt that little blocking energy. And these people ain't shit, man. I'm telling you, man, about 99% of them, they not shit, man. Now, okay, like these LGBTQ supporters, they can't give you a valid reason how this lifestyle benefits the human race, but they still want to be right. Gay rights. They still want to be right, even though they wrong. Like if they sat down and had a debate with me, I could debunk every reason why they think that lifestyle should be legalized. You know? But they are narcissists, and they want to have everything their way. And guess what? They get their way because that's the spirit that runs this world. And the HPB people that's in power, they cater to other HPBs. So that's why that community, that's why the LGBTQ community, that's why they win. Because they narcissists just like the HPBs who run everything, okay? So that's just another characteristic of HPBs, all right? Narcissism. So what we go over so far? We got they followers, narcissistic. Now let's go over another aspect of the HPBs. Now, these HPBs, they don't appreciate when you do something good for them. They don't appreciate it. For instance, and again, I can use egotism, basically what I'm saying. They got big egos, and egotistical people, they don't appreciate when you do something good for them, or if you give them a compliment or something, they don't appreciate it. So it might be a good-looking girl, right? And you might compliment her. Oh, you got some nice shoes, or you got a nice dress on, or whatever it may be. And guess what? She's going to ignore your comment. She's going to ignore you if she don't think you of a certain caliber, or if she don't think you got enough money. So that lets you know she's an HPB, because she shouldn't. Why would you devalue somebody's comment based on how much money they have? And a lot of times, the reason is because she only accepts comments from other HPBs who probably got a lot of money and whatnot. You see? So that means she's a group type of person. She'll look at you and say, you don't fit in the group of men that sit on a certain level of the money bracket. So because you're not in that group, again, it aligns with her group mentality. Because you're not in that group with them, I'm not going to acknowledge your compliment. If somebody would compliment me, I would say thank you. I'm not going to just look at a person and say, I won't accept your comment because you don't make enough money, or I won't accept your compliment because you don't look better than the other person. That's being egotistical. Everybody's comment or compliment deserves an acknowledgement, you know, even if it's coming from an HPB. I'm not going to act like the HPB act. You know what I'm saying? If an HPB compliment me, because HPBs can be attracted to you. I'm not going to go around and compliment them, but if they go out their way to compliment me, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be nasty to them. We don't do that. I never taught that on this channel. We don't have to go around and prove who we are. You know, I'm not going to sit up and be nasty like the HPB. I don't have to do that. Because I don't let them draw any kind of emotions out of me. Because remember, when they get a rise out of you, remember the other video we did? The sexual nature of the HPB, and we equated them getting a rise out of you and how it relates to a man getting an erection or an arousal during sex. So metaphysically, don't allow them to get a rise out of you. Don't let them get you erect and get your blood going. Just like in sex, when you arouse, your blood starts flowing to those areas in your body. So the same way, I'm not going to let them get no arousal out of me. Just like in sex, when you aroused, your face, that's where they got the word arouse from. Because it's rooted in that word rouse or rose or ruse or rushing blood. A ruse, arouse, arise, arise. You see, that's the origin of the word. Because it's dealing with the color red. And when you get angry, just like in sex, blood flushes to your cheeks. You get red. Like you blushing, but you angry. But it's still sexual arousal. So don't let them do that. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to go around acting like them. Don't allow them to get you upset, because number one, we should be limiting the time that we are around them anyway. You know what I'm saying? We should be limiting the time that we're around them. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, y'all. I seen a security guard walking around. I think they saw me recording or something. So y'all give me, I'll be back. Cause this is getting good and I want to finish, but I'll be back. All right, so where were we at? We was talking about, egotism, right? That's another characteristic of the HPB, being very egotistical. Having pride of life, pride of life, meaning you value your life and everything based upon a career and a job and my wife and my kids, and I want to have these many kids, and I want to have a happy wedding, and all of this, desiring this bullshit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having goals, don't get me wrong, but keep it within the HPB lens. You gotta use reality. I want this world to be destroyed. Literally, man. I want this shit to be destroyed, man. Hold up. Are they letting people in? Are they letting people in? Oh, they got it locked? I think they might be doing what is it called when you shut the store down for temporarily? Hey, my man, what is it called when you shut a store down temporarily and you be like scanning the items? Retail, what is it called? Inventory, yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, because they got it shut down. The Nike store, they got the gate down. I guess they doing inventory. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Yeah. Yeah, I think they doing inventory, because they had the gate down. But anyway, yeah. Shit, oh, where do you want to be in 10 years? And this. I want to be somewhere. But at the same time, you know what I got in my goal? That this world be destroyed. If you don't have that in your 10-year mindset, I want this world to be over with in 10 years. Tomorrow. And if it don't happen, I'm going to still drive towards my goals. But at the same time, I want it destroyed. I want it over with. Yes, I love to do certain things. Yes, I like art. Yes, I like music. Yes, I like things. But I don't let those things blur my vision and fog up my HPB lens. You see? So yeah, they got pride of life, which is ego. That's the nature of the HPB, man. Another thing. Another characteristic of the HPB. The HPB is very judgmental. They judge people based on materialism. What you got? What kind of car you got? What kind of car you drive? What neighborhood you live in? They very judgmental because they whole world. The word is hedonistic. Hedonism. They very hedonistic. Yes, these HPBs. Yeah. Shit, I might as well come up with an acronym for HPB. Check this out. Hedonistic, prideful, and we need one for the B. Hedonistic, prideful, bitches. Hedonistic, prideful bitches. That's what they are. HPBs. Hedonistic, prideful bitches. And that's another characteristic of them, being judgmental. Selfish. For instance, consumerism leads to waste. You got a lot of these restaurants. What they don't sell, they throw away. But they say, we got homeless people. At the end of the store hours, they don't want to give the food away free, because if they did that, everybody would be saying, well, why don't y'all do this all during the day? Why do you throw food away instead of giving it away free? Because a byproduct of consumerism and commerce is wasting and throwing away product that you don't sell, instead of just letting people have it for free, because they don't want you to get a taste of what it would be like if the world was set up where things were given away free, because that'll spark something in your mind. Oh man, it can be like this all the time, really? So that's why they don't give it away. They'd rather throw it away, because that's another byproduct of the human prison bar. Selfishness. Selfishness leads to, had to take a breath. Selfishness leads to waste. Some people so selfish. We got a box of donuts, right? 6 come in a box. He eats 3. Let me have them other 3. Nah, I'm gonna save them for later. A week later, the donut's still in the box. The next day, he throws them out. All because he didn't want to share with you. Just like how this world system is set up. The government is ran by HPBs. They don't like to share the power. That's why, even the United States, let's take the United States for example. The same people been running the country for damn near 100 years. This president related to this president related to that president. What they call it? Nepotism or nepotism. Keeping it all within the family. Don't want to share the power. That's another characteristic of the HPBs. Selfishness. One group always controlling everything. The Kennedys running everything. The Bush family running everything. Nobody else. You got families who specialize in politics. We going in deep. That's the characteristic of a selfish nature. You don't want to share the power. Your family is not the only people who have good and bright ideas. Your family been running the world for years, and the world has gone under. And I got another video waiting for y'all. But I'm gonna keep that. After I do this one, I might go ahead and drop that one. So yeah. So all of that is a sign and characteristic of an HPB. Look, y'all, I'm gonna just end this video right here. Hope you enjoyed it, because I want to save some room for my next video. This has been great. And you know what? We may do a part 2. Y'all just let me know if you want to hear part 2 to this. Let me know in the comment section. And we can do a part 2, because I do got some more characteristics of the HPB. But I'm gonna end this right here. Tell me what y'all think. Like, share, and subscribe. Until we do this again, this is Left Side of the Brain. Jaguars up, HPBs down, and stay down. Signing out. All right, y'all, I'm back. And last but not least, these HPBs, because we got to finish the acronym. And I don't want to say bitches, that's being lazy, that's too easy. So we got hedonistic, prideful, and guess what else? Belligerent, okay? Because we already spoke about that, how they got this animal-like nature, very aggressive, violent, always ready to fight instead of negotiate. See, people who have to fight a lot, they don't have the spirit of temperance. Narcissism leads to fights. 2 human beings who have logic should be able to negotiate a situation using diplomacy. Okay, and that brings to mind another video that I want to do, but it'll be too much trying to compound all of that into this video, but we're going to do that. I'm going to talk about that fighting. We're going to do that. But that's another characteristic of the HPB. Very belligerent, hard to get along with, because they don't have the nature to do it. You got to have the nature to be able to get along with other people. When you don't have that nature, then you can't ask them to get along with other people. Territorial, animal-like, belligerent, selfish. What's mine is mine, what's yours is yours type of attitude. All of that are characteristics of the HPB. So a good way to remember it is simple. Using the acronym HPB, hedonistic, prideful, and belligerent. All of that runs right along the same path. All of that is conjoined. So hedonistic, prideful, belligerent. We said narcissistic, selfish, egotistical, judgmental. All of these things are attributes of the HPB. And with that, I'm signing out for real this time. We got other business to do. This is Left Side of the Brain, signing out. Jaguars up!